Hi, this is Hipsters for the expert all things hipster. Yesterday I went to Wikipedia to find out what they consider to be hipster, or everyone else considers to be hipster, because basically you can edit the website whenever you want, even if you're not really an expert, which is lame, because you could be a weirdo or something like that. I found out, according to this website I'm looking at right now, that hipsters originated in the 1940s. The term itself was coined during the Jazz Age, the 1940s of course, when hip emerged as an adjective to describe aficionados of the growing scene. Although the objective's exact origins are disputed, some say it was a derivative of hop, a slang term for opium, while others believe it was from the West African word for hippie, meaning to open one's eyes. I thought it came from a 90s scene where people just made up a term for hippie wannabes. That's what I thought. Nevertheless, hip eventually acquired to the common English suffix "ster", as in spinster or gangster. Hipster entered the language. That's how. The first dictionary to list the word as is the short glossary for characters who don't dig jive talk. What's jive talk? Which was included in Harry Gibson's 1944 album Boogie Woogie in the Blue, whatever that is. The entry for hipsters is define them as characters who like hot jazz. And initially, hipsters were usually middle-class white folks seeking to emulate the lifestyle of the largely black musicians they followed. Kind of like how people who like rap want to be black now. I find it odd how a lot of white suburban people want to be black, but they're still racist as fuck. I think that's really odd. Maybe that's why they're racist, because they want to be them. In Jazz Science, 1959, author Eric Hobsbawm, originally writing under the pen name Francis Newton, described hipster language, i.e. jive talk or hipster talk, as argot or can't see. That's actually a word. There's no abbreviation for that. I don't understand. Designed to set the group apart from outsiders. However, the subculture rapidly expanded, and after World War II, a literary scene grew up around it. Jack Kerouac, I don't even know, described the 1940 hipsters as rising and roaming America, bumming and hitchhiking everywhere as characters of a special spirituality. I don't think he liked hipsters, because they call them bummers. In his essay, The White Negro, Norman Mailer, I think he's probably racist, described hipsters as American existentialists living a life surrounded by death and killed by atomic war or strangled by social conformity, and electing instead to divorce themselves from society, to exist without roots, to set out that uncharted journey into rebellious nature of the self. I thought this was interesting, especially the last part, saying that hipsters were people who wanted to escape the norm, which was kind of like the settlers who came out west, although that's not at all the case, because they're just annoying people. Well, not really. And I also found interesting how it seemed that Norman Mailer was making it look odd that they didn't want to be surrounded by death all the time. Now, they thought the atomic bomb was essentially the same thing as social conformity. It's not. I just find it interesting that they didn't want anything to do with being told that if you hide under a desk when you're in school, you'll be fine if someone bombs your school or anywhere in town. We now know that's completely BS. You can't. You're just doomed if that happens. Silly. And social conformity is pretty interesting because it's really something that was new. All the suburban stuff that they hated, and they recognized every single thing was the same and wanted to be different. Like all the jazz musicians that they admired, I thought that was not interesting. I thought that was telling. I like how what was really not normal then is now considered to be just normal way of thinking. Like, I don't want to be the same as everyone else. I don't want to be forced to do social conformity, or live in one of those houses where they all look the same. Like, was really popular then. That's really interesting. There's a lot more. There's late 90s and early 2010s. So I think that there's almost no hipsters then. There's Hipsterbia. There's actually a lot in the Urban Dictionary about hipsters. It has 7 definitions for the word hipsters, and there are more things you can look up for hipsters. There are actually dozens of words with the word hipster in it. One of them is hipster tax. I don't even know what that means. Hipster tax. Do they tax hipsters extra? Okay, it is the extra capital invested in a product simply because its value has been increased due to unauthorized increase in demand due to hipsters paying top dollar for undeserved items. Yeah, that sounds about right. So, basically, hipsters are weird people who do weird stuff and pay extra money for stuff they don't need because they think they're not normal. Well, see you later. Bye.